And yeah,
So is there any time for one non-game thing?
One non-game thing. I know exactly what you guys are going to talk.
I want to talk about the SWORL, the junk food controller.
Yeah, that's what.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, it's the I think that's what I'm gonna. Yeah, the SWORL.
SWORL.
Yeah.
SWORL.
Essentially a leverless fight stick, but it has 2 domes.
Yeah, so you've got your typical like 8-button. You got your 8-button like switches on one side. You've got arrow keys, up, down, left, right, like actual keyboard keys on one, and then domes. They're Hall effect too. On the bottom that your thumbs can rest on. So they're analog sticks, without being sticks, they're domes. And they had several stations set up. I played Street Fighter and Smash on it. I really liked the way Street Fighter felt real good on it. I've been learning Street Fighter 6 on a leverless for a bit now, and I'm starting to finally kind of tune in to the leverless situation with that. But this felt really comfortable. I grew up playing fighting games on like a PC, like Street Fighter emulator stuff and things like that, and Mugen and things like that too. So WASD and arrow keys. And stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I was doing. We were talking about the guys there about it, but yeah. So I mean, I did the same thing. I was like some of my introduction to like actually learning fighting games was playing Marvel vs. Capcom 1 over MAME.
Yeah.
And
just a cool looking. It was a cool looking.
Yeah, and the domes like are really good for in Street Fighter. They're probably not the best for a lot of characters, but for like Zangief, it'll be like really good because you need 360-degree rotational, and they're just balls. You can't really. We don't have a picture of it up there.
They're just balls.
Yeah, they're just.
I'll post it in here.
And I went over and played Smash, and I'm not great at Smash, but it took a hot minute to sort of like memorize because the button layout was flipped for it because the way they had it set up, it was like it's not really ready for this yet, but let's go. Actually, playing Smash with those domes actually feels really, really good. After my brain sort of figured out what the button layout was. And all of the arrow keys, or the WASD or whatever you want to have, that keyboard keys were taunt because that's what the D-pad is.
Yeah, it was really cool talking to him because it's this younger guy and his dad are like who runs this company. They've made a leverless fight stick.
Yeah, they got the micro lights.
Yeah, but this is their like first like sort of like unique like completely in-house like designed and developed. And like they have 2 versions of it, one that's just Windows only, and then one that's going to work on PlayStation, Windows, Switch. They pretty much made it sound like it'll work on everything.
Yeah, I think it says it's got a Brook in it.
So there's so you can use like an app or something to customize controls before even going into a game and stuff like that. There's multiple profiles on it, so you can switch it.
MX switches.
Yeah, you can switch it between different games and stuff. And I played Oblivion on it.
Yeah, that's you played.
Yeah, and like moving around.
Do they have it?
Yeah,
Oblivion running.
Like moving around was kind of cool. So
that's
like
so nice.
all your normal face buttons were just on your right hand, and then like basically your inventory and stuff was just on the left, and then you have your domes like a normal like right and thumbstick. But like even talking to him, like my biggest thing with like a leverless fight stick is like sometimes like your brain just stops working with it, and you're like, I just need to navigate like a normal human back to somewhere, and you can't because like up is down and all this bullshit. So like that's like okay, like you can if you wanted to just
up is on your thumb on a leverless.
Yeah.
So it's like if your brain shuts off for a minute,
you can use it like almost as a leverless like teaching aid to be like, okay, I screwed up. Let me go down here and mess with it for real. Okay, now we're back to like using it with the leverless. But like even so much of like playing like a first person shooter where all of your movement is just on your left hand and then everything else is on your right. So your WASD for up, down, left, right, and then your thumbstick for aiming if you wanted to. So you could really play the game other than shooting, I guess, on like a right.
He said they also have plans for like they want to try at least different types of domes with different heights and textures and stuff for different types of gameplay stuff. It's really
you guys were like you made a beeline to it and you're like, oh my god, this is the coolest thing.
Yeah, I even like the micro light. If I didn't already have a leverless, I really like the size profile of it.
Yeah, so they had the micro light there at the devs too, and it just like it's a nice. It just. I mean, there's a dozen leverless options out there now, probably more than that. And I don't know, it just feels really good.
It felt really good, and it's a solid build.
Well, and I was going to say this feels like a actual like finalized production like model,
Yes.
where
Yeah.
a lot of these leverless sticks that are like in this price range are
Yes.
3D printed.
Get like a juice box or something, and it's
Together,
like
that's like not like bashing them. Like
Yeah.
I have like I think it's called like a granola bar one that like is
Yes,
so good.
Granola is the one
Yeah.
I kept trying to think of the name
Yeah,
of.
and like I mean, it was cheap, and it's very clearly the domes are like the tops are 3D printed, the case is 3D printed, but like you know, this actually feels like a like from a hardware manufacturer piece
Yeah.
of hardware.
and it's just like and it's it
Cool.
felt good. Yeah.